Hello, my name's Marilyn Tantrum. I make skating videos on YouTube, and today we're going to have excuse me. And today we're going to be doing what I've learned in skating for the past 9 years, going on 10 years. It's going to be like a story time / tips and tricks. So if you stay to the end, awesome, thank you so much. I've got my skates on today because I've taken the toe stops off and I'm practicing dribbling and strutting and jam skating because it's just been so long since I feel like I've skated. So give this a like, subscribe if you want to, helps with my little old channel, and let's get into it. It's really hot here today, like mama. So we've got the glow, woo. And plus I've just done a load of TikToks. So let me take you back to when I was 25. Just lost my dad. Anyone here that's lost a parent knows when you lose a parent, it's like the worst thing ever. And 3 months after his death, I was like 25, 26, and I was like, I need to do something with my life because I'm just drinking and doing silly things. So I found roller skating. For you, first tip, I saw some people skate in my local town and I was like, I need skates. So hyper fixated on getting skates. I looked online, there was like no real YouTube videos back then. There was no like Facebook stuff. It was like, I was Googling roller skates. Hot tip number 1, go to a skate shop and get fitted. Best tip, like honestly, it's like the best tip. Go to a skate shop, your local skate shop. We want to keep these folks in business. Get fitted, get fitted. I'm out here Googling like roller skates, and when you're like brand new to the skating world, you just see it in front of you and it's like $90 and you're like, oh yeah, that's fine, that's what everyone's wearing. You get what you pay for. I understand that, you know, everyone's got a budget, but I'm so glad I spent the money and got decent-ish roller skates. I got this pair of Rydell's. They were cheap. Looking back, they were heavy. They were heavy, big old plate, but they fit and it set me up for success. I see so many new skaters go and get a really cheap pair of roller skates and it doesn't facilitate any movement. The toe stop doesn't move and they're just having a really hard time from the start because they just didn't get the right tools. So number 1 tip is just get fitted. If you can. If not, just actually take the time, measure your foot, read reviews, talk to skate folks, join a local Facebook group with skaters of Sydney or skaters of Melbourne or whatever town you're in. And if you don't have it, make one. Trust me, roller skating is it now. Hot tip. Now, I joined my local roller derby league at the time, which is a little small town, and let me tell you, these people made it look easy. And I put my skates on and I fell over 30 times in an hour. And of course, in roller derby, you have to wear all your gear. Thank you, Sky Daddy, for making me wear all the gear because I fell and I fell and I fell and I have never been so determined in my life to be able to do something as skating. And I just kept getting up and getting up, getting up. Your legs are gonna hurt, your bum is gonna hurt, everything's gonna be on fire, but I have never felt that fire in my belly as I have for roller skating to keep going. And practice was 3 times a week and I would be like, oh my God, I get to skate today. So if you love it, you're gonna love it for a very, very, very long time. You're gonna fall. You are going to fall. Which brings me to my next point, get good gear. I had cheap gear, and look, it helped me for like the first 3 months, but when I got really good knee pads, I was like, oh, mama, I need these knees. Like, I need these knees. I do not want knee replacements when I'm 60, and I'm already feeling like some twinges in my knee, and that's definitely because I had really thin, cheap knee pads, and I fell so many times, and I'm like, uh-oh, feels like consequences of my own actions. I actually bought a second-hand pair of really good knee pads, so it saved me like, you know, 150 bucks. Be thrifty. Also, do not skimp on your helmet. Get a good helmet. I swear by S1 helmets. They're certified, they're good. I have knocked the back of my head quite a few times. I have had a concussion And look, it's just not worth it. There's not a lot of data of women in sport around concussions, so we don't have a lot to work with. So prevention is the key. Get a good helmet. Next thing I want to talk to you about is practice makes progress. You're going to hear this a lot. It's just true. How do you get good at something? How do you get good at something really fast? Time on skates. Time on skates. One of my coaches told me this and I was like, what? I've got to work for something? Damn. As a millennial, that's quite annoying to hear, but you've got to work to get the outcome. I've been skating for nearly, 10 years, soonish, I don't know, 9 years. And like I said, I'm just learning how to dribble. Like I'm just learning how to jam skate. I'm getting out of my comfort zone. My comfort zone is roller derby, as you folks know, like put me on the track, I'm all good, but I'm trying stuff out of my comfort zone. Probably never gonna try ramps, but you never know. So I'm brand new, I'm in the Freshies program and I fail. Like I fail. Any other roller derby folks out there, you're like, laps was my thing. I was like in a larger body and I was just like feeling failure and I'm like, the self-hatred and all that stuff. And I just chose to get better instead of bitter. It really was new for me in my 20s because normally I'd get on the self-loathing train, but I was like, hang on, I'm just gonna get better. So I failed my laps. I couldn't even count how many times I failed my laps. And then it moved from 25 and 5 to 27 and 5 for folks that don't know, for the minimum skills of derby, and it's changed, but that's a whole nother video. You need to be able to do 25 laps. When I first started in 5 minutes, and now it's 27 laps in 5 minutes, just for fitness. It's always good to know how you skate fatigued as well. I failed it so many times, and then I moved up to like contact, and then I failed it again and again and again. I am now phenomenal at skating fast. My fitness is fantastic. It can be better. My best now is like 30, maybe 31 laps in 5 minutes. I don't know if I could do that now with the break the forced break we've had, but I just love laps now. Make your thing that you hate something you love. So I used to hate fitness. I used to hate it so much. It would give me anxiety of like, oh my God, fitness. And now I love it. Crazy, right? Crazy. Tip, you are gonna have days where you cannot skate. You're like, I just did this and now I cannot do it. That's okay. Do not overthink it. If you're tired, if you're fatigued, if you've come in anxious, you're putting on your skates and you're in a bad headspace and you're falling, you're not absorbing any learning from your coaching or your online type of feels, and you're just not getting it, it is time to take off your skates. Don't even worry about it. Things called like B's, like, oh, I've got my B's today in your brain. Like if someone in the car in front of you, like you're driving, right? And someone in the car in front of you and they're like this all over the road and they're slow, and then you're like getting so angry at that car in front of you. Think of it as there's a bee in their car and they're like really distracted because there's a bee in their car. So we call it B's. Someone might have mental B's that day. You might have mental B's, you're tired, you're stressed, you just cannot skate. And it's not safe for you to sometimes skate, and that's okay. If you've got B's, or if you're tired, or you're just not picking up what they're putting down, and you're just having a really hard time, take off your roller skates, reset, do not punish yourself. Every single person in the world has a day where they just cannot do that sport. Go for a walk instead, listen to some music, move on. Next best thing for skating and my tips is to be coachable. So if you're looking at like a video online, or if you're watching my videos or some other phenomenal YouTubers, or if your coach is talking to you and you're like, in your brain, you're like do, or you're getting distracted, or you're like talking over the coach, you are not a coachable person. So if you come into my class and you're like talking over top of me, I'm giving you feedback like, hey, I can see you really trying, but let's do this to try and make it better for you, and you don't, I'm not gonna coach you anymore. Like, do you know what I mean? And if it's a constant pattern, like, you might just be having an off day, it's okay to say, hey, I'm not in the right headspace today, can we not coach? That's fine, that's totally fine. I'm here to support you and hold your hand. Same with your coaches online. If you're in like Roller Fit or anything like that, be coachable. Be that person that the coach wants to coach, because there's nothing worse than There's nothing worse than an uncoachable skater. Can't do it. It's like, well, you know everything, so what's the point of me helping you? And the buts. But I'm trying. But I know, okay, I can see that you're trying. I'm trying to help you. So just really be coachable, and you will get so much out of your coach. Mentally, remember, people aren't picking on you. My favorite thing ever is I'm not that important for people to like not like me or hate me. You're not that important. You know what I mean? It's stripping that ego and just going, you know what? I'm here to learn. I'm vulnerable and I've got questions, and that's okay. So the next thing, my skating career, after I passed my freshies and like my first ever game, stop comparing yourself to other skaters. Stop. Stop. The worst thing you can do. I know, and in the world of social media, oh my God, thank God I do not have children, honey, because I could not have a child being like, comparing yourself to other skaters. Honest to God, it's just going to mentally ruin you. I don't want that to happen to you, because I do it and you do it, and I just don't want you to do it. Another skater, trust me, they have fallen, they have cried, they have had nights where they're like, what am I doing? Don't. Their journey is their journey, and your journey is your journey. End of. Stop comparing yourself to other skaters. End of. Massive tip is follow all different types of skaters on social media. So get out that diversity train, get out like people in all different types of bodies, roller skaters in jam skating, roller skaters that do like just fitness, like jam skate, I said jam skating, fitness, roller derby. There's some folks that just do like a rink stuff. Oh, so good. I also love watching ramp stuff, and I'm like, wow, stuff I definitely am never going to do. Fabulous. Follow all the skating inspiration. Don't just follow, you know, one side of things. Like the spectrum of roller skating is phenomenal. Follow it all, because one day you might not want to do derby, but you still love roller skating, or vice versa. There's other avenues for you. Join your local skate crew, of course. There is amazing folks out there that have skating crews, of course. But also, if you don't want to, if you're an absolute introvert and you adore skating on your own, that's cool too. You do you. When I got into, like I said, contact and then games, I was comparing myself to other skaters, and I'm like, I'm so bad. I missed that block. I missed that jammer. Oh my God. The best thing to do with roller derby is turn up to training, be at training, be coachable, and work with your team. My favorite thing ever, as well as you're in a team sport, if you don't like playing a team sport, go play tennis. Roller derby is not for you, okay? If you can't work as a team, go play tennis. Go do golf, go do something else, go skate with other folks. It's a team sport, so the closer you are to your team and you know how they skate, is the better that you are organically going to get, because your teammates know you. They know how you skate, they know your personality, they know what you can offer. Roller derby, go to training if you can. If you can't, obviously, but go to training. If you can't be there, on skates, go off skates. If your team are okay with that, of course, just be there for your team. Hot tip when I've got with roller skating is it's not the time to go on a diet. Could go on about diet culture, but that again is for another time. When I coach new skaters, I'm like, right, go home and eat. I need you to eat food to recover. Recovery is everything. You are an athlete now. You're a sports human now. You need to nourish your body so you can recover and then skate again. So now is not the time to be like, oh no, I can have only half a cup of rice. Like it's not the time now. For you is when you first take your skates out of the box. I probably should have put this as number one. When you first take your skates out of the box, they're not going to look or be ready for you. So you need to make sure that everything is hunky-dory. Now, a skate shop will, again, go to your local skate shop if you can. Highly recommend. They're gonna set up your skates for you if you ask, mostly, if they're not like flat ass busy. Hey, this is my first time skating. can you help me set up my skates? So I've taken my toe stops off at the moment, but you want your toe stops nice and secure. You're gonna wanna make sure that your wheels are moving, bam, and that your trucks are moving as well. Now there is so many videos out there of what do I do? I think I've got some TikToks on it too, like, hey, I got my skates fresh out of the box, I just put them on, they feel like loaves of bread on my feet. That's right, you need to facilitate your skates so they're good to go. That is definitely a fabulous tip, because when I got my skates out of the box, I just chucked them on my feet and I'm like, eh? And you're not gonna be able to go in a straight, like you'll just go in a straight line, you'll be like, ah, because you need to be able to move your trucks with you when you're going around corners and crossovers and all that good stuff. Next thing I've got to say is honestly, like, skating is a journey. It is, and I know that sounds super cheesy, but it's a journey and you just have to love it. Like, record yourself, and I know this, I say it all the time, record yourself if you can. I have no qualms filming my new skaters, the skaters that I train with, because I'm like, you need to see how good you are getting. You need to see how phenomenal your skating is getting. And if you see yourself here, and then you see yourself even in 2 weeks, a month, you're gonna be like, what? I look at like my old footage on my games and I'm like, oh, that's an amazing tip. And tell everyone, record yourself, offer, because people are sometimes shy, and you're like, hey, let me record you skating so you can look back on it in a month and then you can compare. Like, be that person who's like, hey, I got you. Next tip is outdoor skating. I do so much outdoor skating, especially now with the things that are going on. When I was a new skater as well, when like the obsession was high, I would go do lots and lots and lots of outdoor skating. There's lots of videos out there, also tips and tricks on outdoor skating, because you're gonna need different wheels, yada, yada, yada. But time on skates is gonna get you better. So there are some really amazing tips from a seasoned skater. Make sure you set yourself up for success when you get your skates out of the box. Don't compare yourself to others. Enjoy the journey. Record yourself. Feed your body after you have a skate. You are making new muscles. Be coachable. Be that person that people want to skate with. Get that diversity on your phone when it comes to all different skates and skaters. Support your local skate shop if you can. There's going to be days where you can't skate, and that's okay. And of course, bend your knees, look up in front of you, drop your hips, chest, tits and teeth, skate. So many videos on my channel to help new skaters. It's what I do. I coach new skaters. I just want to be able to give you some content that you can use, or you can take back to your league, or just anything. I am growing and learning for the last 9 years, and skating definitely did save me when I lost my dad, and it took such a big toll on my mental health. And if I didn't have skating, I just don't know where I would be. Like, honestly, I don't know where I would be without roller skating. So thank you for listening. If you've come this far, I really appreciate it. Like the video, leave a comment so I know who I'm hanging out with, and I will see you in the next video. Happy skating and congratulations on your progress. You're amazing.
Written. Yes! That was good!
Thank you. It's very hard.
It's so hard. It's dead hard.